And I wanted to promote sustainability. Every day in my class I hear about banks funding things like old growth forest destruction, things like that. You know, they deplete all of our resources. And every day I feel like I can make a change, and then I have to hear about all these atrocities going on. Wrecking the environment, kicking native people out of their places so that they can use it to farm it for 3 years and then leave it abandoned. Every day I try to keep a positive mind about the changes that I'm going to make. And then I go to my classes and I hear about all the things that we're doing, and it just feels like nobody can make a change. And it's not fair. I'm going to be in debt. I signed up to change the world, and I'm going to be so far in debt that I'm just going to have to work to pay off all those loans. And what difference can I really make?
Right?
Woo!
Victoria, your right hand is in my pictures. Thank you.
My name's Maggie Trow. I'm an unemployed warehouse worker from Des Moines. I was the Socialist Workers' Party candidate for Secretary of Agriculture last year.
All right.
I think this is an international thing that's happening. I really support what you all are doing and what we're doing in Des Moines, in Mason City, Dubuque, and other parts, and in Cedar Falls also it's starting today. But I also think it's connected to millions of working people like us in Egypt, in Tunisia, in Syria, the uprisings in the North Africa and the Arab Mideast, but also the big demonstrations in Israel that are showing that workers who are Muslim and workers who are Christian and Jewish are fighting the power together. It shows the potential there. I think this is part of the same thing that's happening in the Red River Valley, where 1,300 sugar workers were locked out by American Crystal Sugar on August 1st. In North Dakota, they get nothing, they get no unemployment in that right-to-work state. So I urge you to go up and support them and send money to them, because the company is trying to break the union and starve them out. And there's information over on the table with the Militant newspaper over there on that. I wanted to just raise a couple short things. I think we're going to see a movement grow over the coming years and decades that's going to become millions strong, and not just in the United States, and this is part of the beginning of it. It's going to be for unions, it's going to be for social issues like legalizing immigrants, like defending a woman's right to choose abortion, like saying that we are the majority and we don't want we produce all the wealth, and the tiny handful, a dictatorship of billionaires decides what gets done with it. But worse than, I don't think the problem is their limousines and their caviar and their whatever. Our beef with them is that they control the entire surplus wealth that we produce, but we have no control over it. They're a tiny handful. They're the 1%. And their system is in a crisis like in the 1930s, where their only real solution was a giant war that killed tens of millions of people and flattened whole parts of the world. We can build a movement that can take power, but not have a big social democratic welfare state, big government, a government of a majority that produces things that people need and operates not for profit but for human needs. I think that's coming. I think a socialist revolution of that kind is possible in the United States and is coming, and this is part of the beginning of it. Stay strong, keep fighting. Don't get caught up in the U.S. borders. We have to build an international movement. We all need jobs. We need jobs in the United States. We need jobs. Workers in China need jobs. Workers in Latin America need jobs. Let's fight together across the borders and build a revolutionary movement that can take away the real problem, which is the capitalist system.
All right.